Yo, what's good? It's your boy Trey Little, and I'm sitting here with my boy Jay Pitts, rapper, vlogger, TikToker, all that fun stuff. And this is actually like my first interview that I've actually done. I do a lot of these videos on my own, get in front of the camera, talk and shoot. Also, shout out to my son. I got him over here with the iPad setup. So if you hear him screaming and hollering, it's all good. I mean, he in here with us. You know, I'm a stay-at-home dad as well. So, but we basically here to just catch up, talk about TikTok and, you know, all the growth and everything he's doing, everything that I've been doing. Y'all know I've been featured on a good amount of TikTok channels or YouTube channels, people asking me, and it's been insane, all the people asking me about TikTok. And so I thought, why not have a TikToker join me and we can both talk about what's working for me, what's working for him. And then, you know, that's a cool way to kind of do my first interview. And hopefully he can give you some tips that I haven't given y'all. And just for y'all to see two people together, working together and stuff like that. That's how something grows even bigger. So shout out to my boy Jay Pitts. How many followers are you at on TikTok right now?
We recently just cracked 250,000.
Hey.
So like 10 days ago, it was at 250K. But now at the time of this video, I'm at like 267K. So yeah, so it's moving. It's moving.
And it's crazy. They can change like instantly, man. That's what TikTok, like you can make one video and then boom, 500,000. That's like literally what happens.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about, because this ties into TikTok as well. Like, everybody knows right now what's going on in our world, especially with losing Kobe. I kind of want to jump off talking about that because every time, I don't know, have you been scrolling through the For You page and like seeing it like all over?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, it's even some parts where like we've been kind of frustrated because we see people like young teenagers making jokes about it and all that. So it's been, TikTok is a thing that like, we get news there first. It's like literally sometimes it would be fake news where it was about the whole virus that's popping up or about the whole draft. That's how I've been figuring out what's going on, like through TikTok, you know. So
I usually actually find out through Instagram or Twitter.
Okay.
Instagram usually, but yeah, people, you know how it is on TikTok. People want to break the news on TikTok because whoever breaks the news first will get the most attention.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Kobe videos been going crazy, so it's been bittersweet because I love Kobe, but I really hesitated to put out a video about him at first, and like, you know, because and I was thinking like I felt weird about putting hashtags in it and everything like that, so I just put Kobe, period. Not to say that made me better than anybody else, but it's just weird. It's weird energy when you see people posting stuff you don't know where they coming from, what they actually.
Yeah, you can keep going. You can keep going.
You got that ad interrupting that video.
All right.
But it's hard to know if people are actually paying respect or if they just, you know, trying to get that quick clout real quick. But yeah, man, I'm just now getting to a point now where I'm like, today is like my first day I didn't cry. Yeah.
Are you like a basketball fan or what?
Bruh,
Can you speak this way just a little bit? Are you like a basketball fan or what?
My entire life.
Really?
Kobe was my favorite player of all time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like, I even got a chance to see him and Shaq play at the
wow,
Palace.
bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy. How long ago was that?
2002 or 2003.
Wow, bro. That's sweet, man.
I got a chance to get him play. My dad, he should have somewhere like the digital camera pictures that we had took. I got some of the back of Shaq's head. It's number 34. But Kobe, I read books on him as a kid, went to the library, checked out books. I did research on him. I know a lot about Kobe. I know all the languages he spoke. I know he lived in Italy. I know he got 2 twin sisters. I know his dad, Joe Jelly Bean Bryant. I know he would shoot at half court, you know, when he was 3 years old, when his dad played in the league over there. This dude used martial arts to incorporate into basketball and like,
that's crazy.
yeah, as a basketball head, I did AAU. I did high school basketball. I competed at an all-state and international level when I was a junior in high school. And Kobe, like when I woke up in the morning, I'm thinking of Kobe. I had a few players on my mind I always thought about. Kobe, the whole Fab Five, Scottie Pippen, Paul Pierce, Allen Iverson, and then newer Derrick Rose.
Wow, you're a real basketball fan, man. That's crazy.
Wow.
Because what I was gonna say for me is like, I didn't really like, I was a kid that would do something just to do it and then get out of it. Like I never was really into sports for real. But like, I just knew the impact that, you know, he had on our culture, like especially for like black people. I'm not saying this is for anyone, but I'm saying like for black people specifically, because we grow up looking for those role models to see like, oh, another black male is doing this and made it this far. And we grow up looking at that stuff. And I know for me, not even really, I've only watched one full basketball game in my life. Like, but I just know, because like anytime we in school and we get ready to shoot that shot, it's like Kobe. And just like everybody talked about him and just knowing the impact. And then when I seen the videos of him talking to Gianna, his daughter, courtside and stuff like that, and just seeing the kind of father, bro, because I know people personally who get money and they get fame, and they're not nowhere as near rich or famous as him, but a lot of dudes drop the ball, like, no pun intended, they drop the ball, like, you know what I mean, like, literally, just because they're so focused on their career, they can't handle being with one woman, and it's like to the point they won't be married, or they don't want to spend time with their kids. I won't say majority, but a lot of dudes I know with money and power, and it is hard, to be honest, like, the more attention that I get, it is hard to dedicate that time to family. And to see someone, bro, taking a helicopter, bro, just to be with his family, bro, like, for me, that's crazy. Like, I look up to that, and I'm like, I admire that. Because, you know what I mean? We got a lot of people who are rich and famous, and family isn't a priority, marriage isn't a priority. And obviously, he wasn't perfect. And one thing I like is that he admitted it. Yep. He admitted, which is like, I see a lot of dudes hide and run, and they try to cover up their mistakes. So that's one thing, or a couple of things I look up to him. And he was a staple in culture on and off the court, you know, for young black kids and young kids in general, of diligence, hard work, and just loving his family and giving back. I seen videos where people were in car accidents and he hopped out to go help them. It was like, you want me to take pictures of your car for you just for proof? Wow. Like, I seen videos of that on YouTube that I was watching. So I don't know, man. Like, I'm a firm believer that we need more people with money and fame. Some people think money and fame is bad. I think we need more people that's level-headed enough to be able to handle, you know, six figures or millions of dollars, and to be able to handle fame, because that's a voice, a platform, and it's money to be able to help those in need. So we need more people like that. So it's unfortunate that he's gone. So
it's crazy. We for sure need that in the city. And Kobe, he was one of the people that, like, this is a 5-time NBA champion. You know what I'm saying? 18-time NBA All-Star. You know, we can go on and on about his accolades. Basically, he's grown a big enough of a career to live the rest of his life under that shadow, and nobody would flinch. It's like, you did so much, you could talk the rest of your life about how you did all this stuff and make another career out of that, and nobody would be mad. But Kobe said, I'm putting this completely down. Now it's time to champion fatherhood, champion being a husband, champion my family. Like, that's the part that, like, made me really, like, when he was saying that, like, respect him. Because you telling me you about to go after those things in life with the same, if not more, tenacity that you did the game of basketball, what type of animal are you, man? Like,
that's crazy.
It's wild. So I just looked up to him in so many ways. So to lose him, and then for him to lose his daughter, and for everybody else that was lost, I was just like, this is a true shock for the world. Yeah, it was too hurt, man.
All right, so one thing I want to do is just talk about, for those who are impacted by this, for the people who are confused, kind of wondering, like, why do things like this happen, or how do we process this? What's something that you would say for those who are kind of grieving this as a way to look at this and have hope through this, you know?
Yeah, I had to ask myself that question, just thinking about things. But, you know, as I really pondered his death, allowing myself to grieve, because at first I was making myself feel guilty, like, I'm over here feeling bad when this is nothing compared to his wife and family and the people close to him. But it's like, no, first off, you have the right to grieve. Your relationship with somebody, even if you didn't know them, they didn't know you, they still meant something to you. There's a real connection there. So you have the right to feel emotions and impact. And just, you know, I was thinking about Kobe's legacy and how much he had left to give, because somebody like Kobe should live on, you know what I'm saying? To be old, to teach the world all of his knowledge. But the fact that I'm as impacted as I am based on everything he has taught me and that I did cherish, it's like, that's accomplished. And his death will allow us to focus on what he's taught, and we'll glean from it and learn from it and even make the world better, even though this is a tragedy, like, for a lot of people. So realize that there's still good that can come from this, you know, even though it seems like, you know, we just want Kobe back, you know?
Yeah, and I would say too, like, I spoke at a couple schools and I talked about the same thing. What I would say do is, like, think about all of the stuff that he's done and accomplished and use it as motivation. Think about, like, man, like, when we die, how are people going to remember us? like if he was remembered the way he was remembered, like the world is talking about, like this is what the world. It's like we got a virus going on right now that's wiping people out, and the world is like, man, forget this virus. Let's talk about Kobe.
Yeah.
Like for real. So it's like, man, that's powerful. You know what I mean? That one person made that big of a difference, and like RIP to like everybody who was on a helicopter, obviously. But like, yeah, we just want to talk specifically about this. So like, that's what I think about. Like, man, I want to be remembered in a way where it was like, wow, this dude gave back. He was a person that cared, that one who worked hard at his goals and accomplished great things. So that's kind of something that I wanted to talk about to end on with that. Just remembering, like, man, wanting to have a great legacy bigger than yourself. Like, that's a big thing I've been inspired by, like, through this whole thing, you know. So, because obviously loss ain't easy. I've lost a lot of people these last couple of years. So, that's one thing that I always think about. How can I leave this earth with a big impact, you know? So, but yeah, man, moving on. So I want to talk about like a little more about TikTok now. How long have you been on TikTok?
Boy, I'm mad, jumping like backflips. Get to the back quick. On stage that shit.